They want me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing, nah. I remain the same.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. And as always, on the mighty Nerd DJs Radio Network. Yo, you already know, man. It's legends only over here, and today is absolutely no exception. We got one of the GOATs of independent filmmaking. Like, if you have not seen a movie that he's directed, you've seen the movie he's acted in. Everything from Buffed Up to A Very Merry Hood Christmas. When I say one of the GOATs, I mean one of the GOATs. And I know some people knock Tubi until they see a Moolah film or a Thomas L. Harris film, and they don't even think about Tubi. They just enjoy the greatness. So I have the distinct honor and privilege of introducing you to Mr. Thomas L. Harris. How you doing, King?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm
Appreciate
doing
that.
good.
Appreciate that.
Come on, man. You earned them stripes, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
How's the family, man?
All right, good, man. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Just, growing, getting older.
Hey, it's better than the alternative.
Ain't that the truth?
Hey,
Ain't
because
that
I'm
the
sure we
truth?
both know a lot of people that we went to high
Yeah.
school with that ain't here no more.
Yeah, I know quite a few. So
Yeah.
I know quite a few.
Yo, and I've listened to several of your interviews. I've watched a shitload of your work. And a couple of things stand out. You can talk to anybody about anything, and it never sounds forced.
Uh,
And a couple of things with your movies. I noticed that love, more specifically black love, is a highlight of a lot of your work. Love that. And the I'm one of those people that look at the fact that y'all use the same nucleus for a vast majority, if not everything. I look at that as a beautiful thing, and I
yeah,
appreciate that because at this point, y'all a well-oiled machine.
yeah, yeah. No, we definitely kind of use that same nucleus, like you said, and it just goes back from our early days when you know it was just us and it wasn't a big film community here. It wasn't a lot of actors doing film here. So we kind of had to use what we had, you know what I'm saying? And that was pretty much the guys that were around and that was with us. So over the years we all got better in all of our categories like acting, directing, cinematography, and everybody's kind of growth and um, range in acting has grown so much that it's kind of hard not to use them. You know what I'm saying? They just got so much better, and then that's the team. That's the team. So the team. We started together, man, and we still here rocking together.
I think part of the success is that everybody seems like regular people.
Yeah, yeah,
Even in McGraw Ave, the dick, from murder to everybody, to everybody else, seem like niggas you know.
yeah. No, I mean it is. You know what I'm saying? We kind of try to stay as close to being authentic and real to the people as we can. Usually, I mean, 95 to 99% of the time of our movies, somebody in there you're gonna be able to relate to, or you grew up with, or is you.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to make sure we pride ourselves on, is making sure we stay authentic and relatable to the culture.
So you went to Wayne State, right?
Yep, I did.
And I was listening to a story you told about. I want to say it was the first play that they paid for you to make, for you
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
And you said I can't remember. It was about the first all black films
Theater troupe.
team film
So
troupe.
first all black, well, not all black, but first black owned and operated theater troupe in New York. Um, and it was back in 18. It's been so long since I touched on that story. It was 1821, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was some prominent people came out of James Hewlett, Ira Aldrich. Um, I'm sorry, it's so long ago. I haven't touched it in so long, but yeah, it was about the first black theater troupe. The first black owned and ran theater troupe
Mm-hmm.
in New York. It was up in New York in I want to say 1821 to 1823.
Yeah, I sold out like 7 shows or something like that. Just got to let you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. We actually so we wrote it because, you know, back then we really wasn't getting no time on stage. It was only a select few of people that were really getting the time on stage in each show. So we really wasn't getting our experience. We really wasn't getting our turn to get on stage and show, our talents. We only had maybe one time a year where there was a black theater show during February during Black History Month. They do a black play, and that'd be our time to get on there. But we're
Mm-hmm.
all competing with each other for the same roles. So I was like, man, we should write our own play and do it ourselves. They
Mm-hmm.
had this thing called the student plays, where the students, write their own shorts or their own plays, and they put them on themselves. They do everything themselves. But I actually took my idea and my script to the president of the theater program, and when I told him and showed him, he took it. Like, he was like, "Yo, I want to produce it. I want to bring in a guest director. I want to fully fund it. I want to put it on the bill with the other shows that we do every year." And he did, and we sold out 7 shows. I remember me and my boy back then, Riri wrote it, and we produced it, and we starred in it, and it was great, man. It was great. I think that was the foundation of me understanding that doing it on my own is going to be the best way for me.
And for those people who don't know, Wayne State is in the heart of Detroit,
Yeah, in the
which
heart
is one of
of
the one
Detroit.
of the, one of the blackest cities in the country.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're in the middle of the west side and the east side, so
Yeah,
you're like literally east side on
dead
one
in the
side,
middle.
west on the
Yeah.
other, and then downtown the other way. So yeah,
So
you
the
are
fact that
south
black
and
folks wasn't getting
southwest.
no looks was disrespectful. I'm just gonna say it. He couldn't be more
Yeah,
polite than I am. I'm gonna say it.
yeah. I mean, they had their few, there are few that constantly work, but it wasn't many. I shared at that time, me and Deborah Joy Winans were all at the same training at that school at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah Joy Winans is from Greenleaf. She's a Winans from BB and CC Winans' niece. At that time, we were training together. Me, her, a couple other people on Rianton, we were all working together. And she was definitely one of the ones that was a beast in that acting. And so you had talent there that was there, like black talent that could really, really act.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is what it is. 2004, 5, 6. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't let it stop me.
You sure didn't, bro. And it's been a hell of a journey that's still going.
Yeah.
And yo, I was literally just watching Buffed Up again today. I'm sitting upstairs rolling my ass off, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
Buffed
that
up,
that
man.
right there is a classic. Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
got quite a few classics though.
Buffed Up was probably one of the and it's probably dear to my heart because it's the first one
Mm-hmm.
for me actually acting in and being a lead in. And it was shot in my neighborhood. So, it was shot in the neighborhood I grew up in. So
Yeah,
it,
because I didn't
it's
recognize those projects, bro.
yeah, that's Ecorse,
Oh,
Michigan.
that's why I
Hmm.
didn't fuck with E-Course, man. I didn't know.
Yeah, come on now, you gotta love Ecorse. Yeah, Ecorse. That's my home. Ecorse Rouge in Southwest. That's where I grew up at. Um, you know, part there and part Phoenix, Arizona, but both back and forth. I grew up in over there in Southwest Rouge and Ecorse, and to be able to do it out there, it was great. I was able to put people from my neighborhood in the film. You know, the kids that actually said get your mans. They were all from the neighborhood. They all lived over there.
Hilarious scene too.
Yeah,
Like,
they were all over there.
get your
Yeah,
man's.
yeah, yeah. That was my boy's son who said that. He passed away, rest in peace, Sweller. But that was my boy's son who said that. And yeah, it was great to be able to do that. We had so much fun on that set, man. Man, it was just so much fun filming Buffed Up. Every day was a just a comedy, man. Every day was just fun. So yeah.
Yo, so when was what was the first movie you directed?
The first one I directed was Birthday Behavior. So Birthday Behavior. So the how I got into directing was T, my partner, came to me. He was like, "Hey man, he always see me helping the actors, with acting, what I'm saying, or giving them tips or showing them certain things." And he was just like, "Man, why don't you get into directing? We about to do this movie Birthday Behavior." I wasn't in it, and I was like, "Well, yeah, let's do it." I'm with it. And when I did it, when I went to the first day when I actually was going to direct it, because rehearsals was great, but when I got on set to direct, I was like, "Oh, this is different." Like acting and directing this is different. Like, oh, she has to look like this because when they walk in, the camera's not set yet. Oh, wait, it was a whole different world for me. So, but I was just blessed and fortunate enough to have a team behind me, that just guided and helped me, get better and better. And over the years, I just kept educating myself, kept learning, and I actually went out and shot. A film called Out of Pocket that I directed, and I went out there and I fully took control, produced, direct the whole nine, and it was just great. It was awesome. I loved it. But the first time I even touched it with Birthday Behavior, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh yeah, this what I want to do too. So
Yo, Out of Pocket was a good one too, bro.
thank you, I appreciate that.
And that just came out not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it dropped in September.
So how's
That
that
dropped
doing
in
for you?
September. Good. It's going good. It's going good. We're getting good reviews. We're getting good. Good. It's going good. It's going real good. Chris Collins and Elizabeth Fox were, nothing short of amazing. They are some of the best, that are doing it. Nino,
Their chemistry
Nicholas
is ridiculous.
is spot on, man. They got something special with their chemistry for sure. So, you know, Rocky Black, who helped produce it, he was just awesome. Um, Deborah Chenault. I'm having a brain fart right now, but the whole cast, man, it was just great. Jillian Craighead was great. Michi Icewood, Denzel Dandridge. I mean, they were all great. It was just fun filming it and working with easy work people to work with. And the
At
crew
what
was
point
great. Thomas and all them.
at what point do you know an actor or actress has it?
Uh, it's hard to say. I mean, you don't. You know, I've been doing this for a very long time, so it's easy for me to spot someone that has a natural talent for it and someone that may have to work a little harder than others. I wasn't a natural talented actor. I had to work harder. I had to outwork people in front of me. I was
Okay.
always a funny guy, class clown and all that. But like when I went to school and started understanding acting, like, oh, this is why Denzel is Denzel. Oh, okay. This is why Viola is Viola. Oh, okay. When I began to learn that, I was like, oh yeah, I got to outwork everybody. I got to work harder than everybody. So it's hard. I mean, you can't really say is somebody gonna be a star or not. Um, but I can always tell when somebody has a knack for acting. Like, okay, they got it. Like Murder. When I first seen Murder act a very, very long time ago, it was on the set of a movie that we did. It never came out, but I told him and I said, and if you ever get him on here, ask him. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, hey man,
Bruh, I'm sorry to cut you off. I've been trying for like 2.5 years,
I'm
man.
gonna work on that for you. I'm gonna
Man,
work on that for you.
my peoples know his best friend. I
Yeah,
done reached out that angle. I didn't have
yeah.
another angle, man. I didn't. If you
I'm gonna
got
work on
something,
it
bro,
for you. I
let
got
me
you.
know.
I'm gonna work on it for you. I'm gonna set something up for you. But I told him, I said, hey man, you are about to take the game by storm, man. You got it. We were in a hallway doing a scene over in downtown and some lofts, and I told him, I said, bro, you got it. You gonna take this game by storm. And he laughed, and I'm like, oh man, go ahead with that, man. Go ahead. And then 10 years later, he took the game by storm, and I knew it.
Man's is
So
killing it too.
yeah, yeah. And he's such a down to earth guy. That's my brother, man. I can't say enough about him. You know, without him, we not here, and that's
You,
facts.
for me, Sierra seems like a real natural too.
Yeah, Sierra
Yeah.
Angelina. I'm sorry, Sierra, don't kill me. Oh, Sierra is phenomenal. I got to work with her on Serial Cheater, and when I tell you, she be on her game. She be on her game. She is one of the most professional, hard-working actresses I've ever had a privilege of working with. Like she works hard, and she receives um, directing very well. She's very receiving of direction. She's very easy to work with. Like I can't say enough about Sierra and Liz and
I was
Chris.
just about to say, like
Yes,
Liz and Chris
Liz.
and Red too.
Yeah, A Red is a workaholic. Like she will get in the mud and work. Liz, the same thing. Liz it will get in the mud and work. And Liz is a phenomenal talent. Like Chris is a phenomenal talent. Like they are all talented and they're very receptive to direction, and they're very good, and they constantly are growing each film. So I'm very proud of them. Very proud.
How long does it take from you say somebody else writes the script, you get the script, you read it? How long from you receiving the script to the film is done?
Till the
Generally.
film is done,
Yeah.
it depends. You know, it depends. I've seen. Are you saying with us for our company?
Yes. Yes.
It depends. I think we did. There's been films that we've been working on for a year. There's been films we worked on for 2 months. Um, I can't really say. I mean, for sure, at least it'll take from the writing to the filming to the finished product 3 months, 2 to 3 months, and that's working fast because we're such perfectionists. It's hard for us to overlook certain things. Like if we know something's wrong, it's hard for us to overlook it. We want to get it right. So, um, but it takes time too, though, to get it right. It takes time. So, yeah, I would say at a fast pace, like just moving. 3 months.
So it seems to me, just outside looking in, first off, Detroit is just killing Tubi. Like I don't care what other city you from, stop.
Yeah.
But it's like you guys, it's Dennis Reed, and then it
hmm
may be another, two or three that's kind of like right below you guys. Is
Oh
there
yeah.
is there a
The,
competition or you guys just cool?
no, we all cool, man. Nobody's beneath nobody. We all talk and conversate with each other. I had, um, Lisa Brown on my show, Drinks with Coach. We chopped it up. Dennis. I've known Dennis for years. We always have great conversations. Rocky and Janaea Black. We have great conversations. Yeah, it's like a community where we all talk to each other. We all have conversations. Darren Brown is he's been in the game
I
for a
had him
long
on the show
time.
too.
Yeah, he's
My
been
bad, bro. I forgot you. I didn't bring your name. You in that mix too. My bad.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, Darren Brown been in it for a while, man. So no, we all we all we have great conversations when we see each other. We always talking to each other or sending actors each other's way or yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
When is McGraw Ave coming out, bro?
We go into production next week, actually. So, season 3, we actually go into production next week, and hopefully it'll be out by first quarter of next year. Hopefully, but H Block is actually getting ready to drop, which is a spinoff of McGraw Ave.
I seen
So
what was it? 3 episodes. What's the one? The Street Guys.
those
Is it
three
three?
guys,
It's
it's
three
three. Yeah,
episodes out, right? Oh,
yeah, it's 3 out right
yo,
now.
yo, that shit was hilarious, bro. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
your
Yeah,
man
no.
Lance got a gift of that not necessarily a gangster, but like a dude that
Yeah,
knows everybody,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like he
yeah,
played that role so
yeah,
well, and
yeah.
like you say, oh girl, Liz is just
Yeah, she go hard in the paint. She go hard in the
yo.
paint.
I
She do
need
her
to ask
thing.
her and Sierra like who hurt them. No, I'm
Ah,
serious because
yeah,
from my experience, Pain is the best talent.
yeah. Sometimes it can be. I mean, going back to what you was saying about Lance has been around since day one. He's always been around it, so he's always been able to soak up game and watch and even experience. He's been in multiple films as well, and he's very receptive as well to direction. He's very open and he listens, and he's kind of a perfectionist. He wants to get it right too. So you know. I kind of knew once this came out that they were going to receive it well with Lance because he was just so open to everything. I worked with him a lot. Murder worked with him a lot. He worked on his own a lot, just coming in, bringing new ideas and new things to the role. So working with him, it was like, it was easy, because he's a very easy guy to work with, and he works hard. He wants to get it done at the highest level.
Am I tripping, or are y'all working on different camera angles with this one?
What you mean? I mean,
I'm
we shot it, definitely shot it differently. We shot it differently than McGraw Ave. You know what I'm saying? We
okay.
shot it differently for sure. We shot it. We kind of try to go down the route of a sitcom. Like we we come from the days of TGI Friday. Now I might be showing my age with that one, but we
Bro,
come from
you
the
see the
days.
snow, right?
We come from the age of TGI Friday, where you in the living room after school after that homework done, you glued to the TV for the next 3 hours. You watching Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step. You know what I'm saying? You back to back to back to back to back. You sitting there. So we grew up in that era of Martin and Will and Fresh Prince, and so when we did those Street Guys, the goal was to kind of give that sitcom feel with a modern day kind of twist to it. So that was the goal. That was our goal. So we shot it a certain way.
Yeah, I kind of got a little Wonder Years feel from it.
I didn't think about that. I'm gonna have to tell T that one, man. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him he got you. You got that feel from those Street Guys. We didn't think about that one. Maybe he did. He might have did. He might have did and just didn't tell me.
You got the narration. You got the
Yeah.
the cutaway to just him
Yep.
talking during the scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
So
I
it's
kind
funny.
of
The fourth wall. I mean, the narration, not the fourth wall, but the narration. That actually came afterwards. That wasn't in the original filming process. We felt like the narration would go stronger and better um, when we started watching it. When it was done, we were saying to ourselves, "Man, you know what? Well, actually, him and Derek Scott, they wrote it, and they both kind of agreed with, hey, I think we need to put some narration here to make it a little stronger." And once they put the narration to it, and I saw it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
it."
that makes it work perfectly right there. Like,
Yeah.
cause I mean, you get it, but you really,
For
really
sure,
get
for
it.
sure, for sure. It just
And
puts that icing on the cake.
them niggas is me when I was 25.
That was you.
That was me when I was.
That was you.
That
All right,
was
okay, all right. I'm gonna let him know, man. I'm gonna let him know that was. He said that was you.
Yeah, I was a mess back there, man. So, at what point do you realize I'm actually pretty good at directing?
Um, I don't. Maybe I didn't feel like I was good at directing until maybe after McGraw Ave season 2. Like I really felt like, okay, I am kind of good at it, but I still need to get better. And after McGraw Ave season 2, I started to understand, what I need to get better at, and I started to work towards that. But I think, I'm constantly always looking for ways to be better at as a director. Like I don't sit around and feel like, you know, I've reached the top of the mountain as a director. Like, no, I got a lot more to learn, and I still need to learn more and more. Uh, I'm sorry. Uh
For
oh.
what, bro? You got a life?
How do I go? Oh, how do I get it? Oh, how do I get back in here?
No,
Oh, there
you,
we go.
you didn't go nowhere, bro.
No, my phone rang. So your screen was good, but my screen
It went black.
went black. So I'm like, oh, what? Because somebody called me. But no. So I'm always looking for just more ways of getting better.
Who do you study?
So I study a variety of people, but I really grew up watching Spike Lee's movies. I watched a lot of Scorsese. Scorsese really
Your mans
is
don't have no
wild.
black people in the movies, though.
Yeah, but you can't really look at it like that. You got to look at the work. You got to look at the craft. You got to look at the style and the authenticity to the culture. That's his culture. That's his culture. That's like saying we don't have a lot of people in ours. I mean, but it's our culture. This is the story we're telling. It's not that
feel
we
you.
have anything against it. We put we have a guy in McGraw Ave, Officer And you gave me go brain fart. But my partner, Brett, and
Yeah,
and
your man's a
Graham.
wild boy too.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
Brett
don't
ain't
look at it like
shit.
I look at it like he just it's his culture, but I love how he tells the story. I love how authentic he is. I love, how he incorporates the culture of into the gangster films. Like I love it. I love what he does. I love how he shoots it. David Fincher, I like his work. I watch a variety of directors. There's not one director that I study and try to emulate. Um, I watch good films and I study the films, study good shots, and I study, you know, the acting. Like, why did this scene make me feel this way? Well, it was not only was it the shot, it was the acting, it was the score, it was the everything. And I begin to study and learn. Like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. And I begin to just try to um, bring those things to my sets.
Okay, so I come to you. I give you $100 million. I say go. What movie do you make?
What movie do I make?
Yes.
Oh, we gonna break that 100 million up and make a bunch of more movies. we
No, 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 no. You get one movie.
One movie?
One
Oh
movie.
man, give me 100 million. I'm making the story of my granddad, man. Making my granddaddy movie. He was the man in the '70s. So, um,
Like,
I'm
give
a,
me a little bit of the story. Not all of it. I just need to know. Like,
so
what
my
did Granddaddy
grandfather,
do to get $100 million movie?
my grandfather was the numbers man back in the '70s, back in the neighborhood, and he owned several stores. He ran the numbers. He was a multimillionaire, and he actually went to federal prison. He got indicted and went for tax evasion for over $2 million worth of tax evasion. And back in he was the most loved guy in the neighborhood by everyone, and basically his good friend is the one that took him down, turned on him. And
Oh,
so yeah, and it get deeper than that. It's a bunch more stuff, obviously, but my grandfather, yeah, his story. I'm gonna do
yo,
that anyway, though. I'm working on it now, so
that's
yeah.
crazy. Matter of fact, I was watching because I got El Brianna coming on next,
Yeah, shout out to L. That's my girl, man. I love L. L the truth.
and what was that? Something the Jonathan Carter movie.
Which one? Is it? I'm not. Is that Dennis Reed's movie?
I think it is.
I believe it is. The one they shot.
And you said one of who?
The one they shot already, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's out
Yeah,
already
it's
and
called. I
everything.
think it's called. Is it called Indictment?
I think it's the indictment of Jonathan Carter.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's something like that.
But
Yeah.
the reason I bring it up, and I'm pretty sure it's this movie, because there was a scene in there. Matter of fact, it might not have been that movie. I take that back. I think it might have been y'all, because Chris was in there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was. Matter of fact, yes, it was. I think it was y'all. I take that back. It wasn't that movie, but Chris was talking to Liz's father,
Mm.
who was a pastor,
Oh, okay.
and Chris had went to the joint for 6 years,
Oh, that's out of
and what
pocket.
that's out of pocket. And I'm sorry,
Yeah,
brain
that's out
brain
of
fart.
pocket.
And what it because it reminded me of like when he was in there, his cellie was doing double life because her father snitched on him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was so fucking mad, man. I wanted to throw my fucking shoe at the bruh. I was so angry at that dude.
Yeah.
And what made me mad about it too is that like how come he never got a like he never changed his mind, gave the 50 bands up. He did absolutely. It was just a like
You
you
know,
ain't
'cause
shit, and we gonna
the,
leave it
the
at that.
the reason I didn't want to do that is because sometimes people be stuck in their ways. I knew a lot of people that were so religious that no matter what they did in the past, if you doing it, I don't care. You going to hell. I remember like that used to be a big like problem back in the day, like judging. And I wanted him to kind of be stuck in those ways. Like, you ain't perfect. You committed a robbery, double homicide. You got a past, but sometimes we're so clouded and blinded by our present that we feel like the past doesn't exist anymore, so we don't give anybody else a pass. We don't. I mean, when I say pass, I mean like a,
Yeah,
mercy or any kind of grace. We
yeah,
just
because he
quit to judge them.
shitted on his own son.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your
And
man
and
should.
I know people like that. Well, I knew people. I knew growing up. I had friends who grandparents or uncles was like that. Like, no, if you in the streets, you ain't welcome here. But back, what I'm saying, when you out in the neighborhood, he was the biggest dope man, abuser, and all that when he was that age. And now he found God. It's like, no, you're not allowed. You not welcome here. Instead of opening the door and just trying to mentor and teach him how to become a better man and get out of it like you did. But sometimes people are people, man. Humans gonna be humans.
Yeah, but that's completely ignoring the actual story of Jesus Christ.
Facts, big facts, big
My man's
facts.
was talking to hoes and everybody else.
For sure, man. I mean, it's the truth. But you know how it goes. It's the world, man. People interpret things and then they become extremists, and then they only see something one way, and it's people gonna be people.
What's dropping next?
So next on the drop list is we just dropped those three guys out of pocket and so next, no, wait, I'm sorry, those three guys, Out of Pocket and Lawnmower Man. There we go. We just dropped those three. Um, and next up is Peer Tutor, Moet, Family Ties, which is a mini series. McGraw Ave, H Block, which we just finished production for that. We're getting ready to shoot season 3 in a couple weeks. And coming up next year, so far, we got McGraw Ave Task Force, which is a spinoff, my character spinoff, Task Force. Um, and we got Take Me to Dinner, which is a thriller, another thriller. And so whatever else comes down the pipeline, you know.
Damn, bruh.
Oh, I'm sorry, Street Justice. We got Street Justice dropping. That's actually in post right now, getting ready to drop. So we got Street Justice, which was by the, Derek Scott, who's a phenomenal writer, phenomenal, producer. Yeah. So yeah,
What's
they
what's
coming
the
out.
relationship with him? Like,
Well,
how'd
I
you
mean,
meet that guy?
well, that's actually it's funny because that's uh so we all kind of met, and like half of them grew up together, and then like another half kind of just came together. So Derek grew up with Murder and all of that. They all grew up in the same neighborhood. They family. They're actually family, real family. So they all came up together. Um, and we all met and became filmmakers together. So that's how we all met. Lance, Sino came from the video era when we were doing videos. Shorty Rich came from the video eras when we were doing videos back in the day, and we all kind of just stuck together. Shamar Avery, grew up with him. They grew up with him. I mean, so it's kind of like we all known each other for a long, long time.
The scenes seem very intentional to support businesses. Is that just a freebie, or can somebody say, "Hey, I got a bag for you, bro. Can you put this? Can you put my business in it?"
No. I mean, those guys, so the wardrobe you see, I know Chris does it all the time. I know Shorty does it a lot. Sino does it a lot. Uh, who else? I've seen multiple people do it a lot. I mean, uh, no, people reach out to him. Jay Will does it a lot. People reach out to him, and they tell him, come on, come through, and they wear it in the film. They reach out to him. So I really don't have no control with that. I mean, they just reach out, and when they reach out, the guys kind of work out whatever they work out with them, and they wear their stuff in the films.
Do you have the? When do you say no?
For
You're
for
directing a movie. What's a no for you?
now, when you say no, you saying what, like what they
Like,
wearing,
well,
or
like anything from the actual movie when you're on set. What's a no? And what's a no? I'm not fucking with that movie. Period.
uh, well, we don't. As far as like what we don't mess with movies, man. We try to stay as true as we can to our culture, to us.
Okay.
Um, it's not saying that we wouldn't do nothing outside of anything, but we we pride ourselves on being true and authentic to the culture of independent filmmaking. Um, and at the end of the day, we just remember there was no movies to watch when there was nothing to watch that we could relate to on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? They dropped Menace to Society in 1993, and then we didn't get another Menace to Society till hell. I don't even know if another one even came that's even relatable like that. paid in
Probably
full
paid in
in
full.
in
Yeah,
2002. That's a 10-year, almost 10-year gap.
yeah.
So we were like, no, when we make movies, we're gonna make movies for our culture, for us. So it's not really that we say no. It's just we try to stay true to ourselves, true to the culture of the
Nah,
films
nah.
that we make.
We need a Young Boys movie, bro.
We working on it. We working on it.
I read the
We
book,
working.
and I hate reading. I read that book, man, because my
Oh, you said it's a young boy. Oh, it's a book. I thought you were saying like young people
yeah,
movie. Oh, what you said? I don't know. I ain't never heard of that book. Which book is
the
that?
Young Boys Incorporated book.
Oh, YBI. Oh,
Yes,
why you ain't say YBI?
yeah. I didn't think I had to add the I to it, but
Yeah, you gotta say YBI, man. Nah, yeah. Yeah, we get, people have, it's so many stories from Detroit, man, that people want to tell. I mean, you got so many especially from the 80s, man. We could go on for days about those stories, man. But YBI definitely is a big part of the Detroit culture back in the day, for sure. For
yeah. See, that
sure,
was
for sure.
my era, and I seen the. I like my generation is the last generation to remember the beautiful Detroit.
Okay, okay.
When
Yeah.
like I grew up on 7 Mile in Southfield. Grasses used to be cut.
Oh yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
grass was green,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like they had niggas doing their thing, but it
But niggas
wasn't.
took pride it was like a competition with that grass. I'm telling you, even in
Yes,
the '90s when I was on my
yeah,
grandma block, like it was like a competition, man. Whose grass gonna look the best? Oh, you see Mr. West grass? Mr. West grass always cut, and you can't
man.
step on it. Stay off Mr. West grass. Go
Nah,
ahead, step that grass.
that was a problem too.
Yeah, don't step
Ooh,
on
you
Mr.
step on
West
somebody's
grass.
grass. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, I
Now
think
it's like, man, it's like a bomb just dropped on the
yeah,
neighborhood.
it ain't no pride in that grass no more. But they put time and effort in that grass. You know what I'm saying? That was time and effort to make that grass look like that.
I don't think people understand because they did a study. I can't remember if it was in Switzerland or something, but it was they painted a certain neighborhood more vibrant colors,
Mm,
and it changed the DNA of that neighborhood.
wow.
People started to look at things differently, take more pride in things, and
Man,
that happened the opposite in Detroit.
yeah.
Once shit
Dang,
started
yeah.
really going downhill, and
Yeah.
people
Well, I
stopped
mean,
taking pride.
we all know what
Let's crack, man.
the crack. Oh, you took the words right out. The crack era, man. It killed a lot of families in there, especially in the major black cities for sure, in the neighborhoods. Because the neighborhood I grew up in, man, was a neighborhood you could raise a family in. You know what I'm saying? Always been like that, but it hit my neighborhood hard too. It hit it hard, and it changed the trajectory of our community. I mean, it just did. You know, I'm a born in the '80s and raised in the '90s, so you know I was firsthand with the culture of it. Firsthand. So I seen it. My brother sold it. Back in the day, back in the '90s. In 2000, early 2000s, they were a part of the hustle. Um, and I had family members that was users. So I seen it firsthand. I seen the effects of it firsthand. I was just fortunate enough to be raised. My mom did a phenomenal job just raising us, and she tried her hardest being a single mom. And even my brothers got themselves together. They got themselves together, and they're doing well. Well, one is, the other one passed away, but you know,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, no, rest in peace, twerk. But it's just, I mean, that's our culture, though. And I'm not ashamed of how I grew up or where I grew up. I ain't ashamed of my uncle who was a user. I ain't ashamed of my brothers and what they did. I ain't ashamed of my cousins because they did time for it. I'm not ashamed. I stand on what it is. That's the culture I come from. That's the family I was raised around. If I'm not if I don't get raised around that family and I'm not part of that culture, then you don't get the films you get from me. There may not be a Moolah films if we don't grow up the way we grew up and experience things that we experienced. You don't have a Moolah films.
Yeah, but the thing with Moolah Films is that y'all explored it's not a myopic view of black culture.
Yeah,
It is a complete view. Like the Christmas movie, bruh. Like I was so proud of y'all in that Christmas movie.
yeah,
the quality was it didn't, like I say, when y'all do a movie, it's not a Tubi movie. It's a movie that's on Tubi.
Appreciate
'Cause,
it. Thank you.
we've all seen the movies where, one
No,
scene
no,
the
I
nigga
got
is
you.
wearing one thing and the
But
same
that
scene the
happens.
nigga.
No, but let me say that happens. Now that's I can't that's happened to us. You know what I'm saying? We had the flip flop on season one when Murder Arm was here, then it was right, then it was left, then it was left, then it was left. So I have empathy and I have sympathy for those people because I know how hard it is. Okay, so I don't I have a heart. I know what it's like. You sit in that editing room like, oh my God. And you gotta live with it. You ain't got no choice. You ain't about to go back and reshoot it. So I got empathy for them. But I know what you're saying though. But for us, we always look to get better. The goal is get better. How do we get better? How does 5-0 look better than Buffed Up? How does Plug look better than 5-0? How does Birthday Behavior look better than Plug Love? How does McGraw Ave look better than season one McGraw Ave? How does season three look better than season two? Now, it's
That's gonna be
always,
tough.
man, we always trying to get. I mean, we push the limits every time. You know what I'm saying? We constantly push the limits. We're constantly
McGraw
pushing.
Ave is 1,000 times better than BMF too, and this ain't the first. I'm not just saying that because you on the show said that
Yeah.
before. Matter of
Well, I
fact, me and
appreciate
Darren
it.
Brown talked about that. We both agreed.
Yeah. No, shout out to BMF. I grew up with down there, so Southwest T. Me and his son have a great relationship. That's family. So I'm always gonna be a big supporter of the show, big supporter of T. He knows me and him both have a great relationship. We like family, man. He called, I'm one call away, man, and vice versa. So shout out to them. I'm a big supporter, and I'm happy to see that they get a chance to tell their story on the big screen. I really am. Their story in my community is, I mean, we everything y'all are seeing now, we've been through. We grew up around it. We seen them. We knew who they were. We were, I'm saying, the stories was always passed down to us from our OGs
Right.
about them. So it was, or it was passed down straight from them to us. You know what I'm saying? So we knew who they were. And I think we just happy to see that they're shedding a light on the neighborhood. And I'm proud of them guys for going out and doing it and making it happen, man. I nothing but love and support from this way.
50 still should have came and got y'all to shoot the shit.
Nah, man, it worked out how it
Just say,
worked out. It's love, man. I'm proud of T. Shout out
look,
Southwest T,
man,
the big homie.
you
Free
be
Meech.
humble and all of that on your own, bro. I'm gonna call it from a fan's point of view.
Yeah, I
And
got you.
I respect that and everything, but there are certain elements, especially like when they start, the Detroit
Yeah,
scenes and everything. Like I was born and raised in Detroit, and I didn't think,
yeah,
even
yeah.
matter of fact, I interviewed a couple people off the Love and Marriage Detroit
So,
series.
okay.
Yeah, and I think it was Anthony. Matter of fact, I take that back. It was either Anthony or Brandon. And I was
Yeah.
telling them like it didn't. The first couple of episodes, it didn't feel like it was from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't hear
Uh,
nobody say "What up, though." Like
well, I
it
mean, it's
just
the, but you gotta see that now. That's what I can't say because I don't know. I don't know how niggas was talking in Detroit in the '80s because I wasn't but about
nigga.
five,
My mama
six.
was saying "What up, though."
Yeah, see, I didn't know. I didn't know. I remember growing up in the '90s. We used to say, "What up, guy?" You know what I'm saying? That was what up, guy? My guy. What up, guy? You know what I'm saying? That was the big thing for us in the '90s on the West Side, or when I was with my dad over on Wyoming. That was they always said that. What up, guy? What up, guy? Um, but
That
I
was
mean, it's difficult too um to replicate what we grew up in the '80s and '90s because it's just not there. You don't have the resources here in Michigan to reshoot what Cobo Hall looked like in the '80s. You ain't
yeah,
got Cobo Hall no more. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You ain't got Joe Louis Arena, so you can't.
yeah. Some shit you can't
Excuse me.
duplicate. Yeah, you
It's
can't
du- it's,
recreate
it's
rather.
hard to replicate and duplicate certain things. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, oh, for sure.
I mean, y'all getting up there though. Like you can tell the growth. Like Buffed Up don't look like McGraw Ave.
No, no. Buffed
You
Up
know.
was that's the beginning stages of our career. That's the second film. So we still on the learning curve. Then we go back and look at some of the movies and be like, oh my God, what? Like, oh, what? But back then, I
That
mean,
shit still like it may not look like y'all got more expensive cameras or
right,
bigger
right.
boom mics or even boom mics or whatever the case,
Right,
but it's
right.
still a fucking dope ass movie.
No, yeah, yeah. We still respect it for definitely what it was. It was definitely a culture um, classic for sure. It was definitely a culture classic for sure.
What's
Um,
your favorite that you've done?
well, it'll always be Buffed Up. It'll always be Buffed Up. Buffed Up was the first lead film I did, so Buffed Up will always be dear to my heart for sure. Always.
And shout out to Sherlock, the real Adidas boy. I had to read that.
Uh,
They was saying dog in Detroit in the '80s, bruh. Yeah, I was there. It
that
wasn't.
I told y'all I ain't listen. I am a '90s baby, raised in the '80s. I mean, born in the '80s, raised in the '90s. Okay, I don't know, but yeah. So they were saying it. All right,
What's your
see,
favorite
he know
movie? Not
of all
necessarily that you've
time,
done.
of
Yeah,
all
just
time.
just your favorite
Oh,
movie.
Malcolm X, hands down. Malcolm X and probably Gangs of New York. Uh, Paid in Full is one of my. I just watched Paid in Full the other day and just. But Malcolm X probably is the greatest film ever made to me, ever, hands down, ever. Um,
You
greatest
know,
film for me, for me. You know,
it's gonna
it's
sound
just.
weird, but
Uh
Happy Gilmore.
huh. That was a classic, man. What you talking about? Adam Sandler was hilarious. I'm talking
Your
about
man's got beat
hilarious,
up by Bob Barker, bro. Like that
man.
might have been
That was
for
no. Come
movie
on, man.
scenes. That's definitely.
What's his name? I can't think of. Carl Weathers was hilarious in that. He
Oh
was
my god, yeah, he
hilarious.
was.
Hilarious.
Like the whole. I've watched that movie probably 50 to 100 times.
Man, come on, man. Happy Gilmore was classic. Classic. That's Adam
Is there
Sandler
a
at his
movie
best.
that you've watched and you said to yourself, "I wish I had have directed that movie"? That's not Malcolm X.
No, but I would. I told T this a while back. I said, man, if they ever do a DMX biography, I wanna direct that one. That was my favorite rapper. He was my favorite rapper, him and Pop. And I'm like, if they do an X Man, I want to be the director for that one.
That'd
X was
probably be a really
yeah, X was the man. He
man.
was the man.
That would be a really sad movie.
Maybe depends on how you. It depends on the story you tell. It depends, but maybe.
I
But it
don't
might
know
be a
that you can
very
tell his story without telling the sad parts.
well. He had so many triumphs though. He had great triumphs. He had great victories. He just had some downfalls. You know.
Well, he was set up to fail and won anyway.
I mean, he beat the odds, and he beat some hard odds.
Man,
Hard odds.
yo,
I know a lot of guys that have came up in the environment similar to his story, and they don't make it. They either replicate what the environment they're in,
yeah.
they just end up being the same exact thing, or they just don't make it,
They either in the penitentiary or in a
or they
box.
dead for sure.
Yeah,
I've known plenty of them like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I've seen dudes, man, who really like. Well, I sold drugs for absolutely no reason but the excitement.
Yeah.
My mother provided a phenomenal living for me. I was never poor.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no reason for me to do anything stupid. I just
Yeah.
made dumbass choices.
I mean, when we're young, we do. I mean, it just is what it is.
I
We
know
all
a lot
do.
of guys like that though. Like my neighborhood was not a poor neighborhood.
Yeah. No, you was Rosedale Park area, wasn't you?
No,
Right on the
I
end
was
of it.
no, I was 7 Mile and 8 Mile.
Okay, so you was right. You was on a going back the other way would have been Rosedale Park, going
Yeah.
towards 6 Mile and Puritan and all that.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
Rosedale
My
Park. So you
cousins
was
grew up on Puritan.
okay. Yeah, you was on the other side then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, like, that was the last neighborhood before you hit the suburbs. That was like,
Oh, for sure. Before you
we
hit Southfield.
we moving on up.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So nobody in my neighborhood was broke. There was,
Yeah.
there was,
Working class
I take that
people.
back. There was one white family down the street from me, and they
Yeah.
had like 37 sons, and them niggas was dirt poor.
But a lot of people don't remember, man. You know, back in the '90s, there was a lot of white people that lived in Detroit still. There
Man,
was. I remember my auntie lived on Joy Road and right there on Joy Road in Southfield area, like Warwick, and her neighbor was white. For my whole like our whole childhood, they were white. So people don't remember. It still was a bit of quite a few people, white people still living in Detroit in the 90s.
Oh yeah, I
Sure.
remember when we moved to 7 Mile. The block I was we moved to was probably 60% white people. In 5 years, it was
Yeah.
that one white family.
Yeah.
I don't know what we did personally to those people, but when we moved over there, all the motherfuckers left. Yo,
Oh,
I know you got shit to do, man. I've been waiting on this interview for a long time too, so I
yeah.
definitely appreciate
I
the
appreciate it,
conversation,
man.
bro.
No, I
Oh, come on,
appreciate you
man.
having me. Appreciate you
You're a
having
legend,
me.
bro.
Thank you.
You
I appreciate that.
like
Appreciate that.
when
Thank
it's
you.
all said and done, you are going to be one of them ones where in 100 years they look back because you guys are changing filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I don't think Hollywood is all too happy about it, to be quite honest.
I
Well,
mean, hey, man. It
they're
is
not
what it
needed.
is. No. No, we don't. We pride ourselves on understanding that, I told, and I'm not, I'm not an arrogant guy or a cocky guy at all. I'm very humble, but I told, me and T had a conversation, and I told him, man, I said, hey, man, Hollywood gonna come to us, and that's how hard we're gonna work. That's how much we're gonna put into this independent filmmaking that they're gonna come to us.
Have you gotten that call yet?
Mm-hmm.
He said
We
no.
got it from several different situations. Um, it just didn't work out. Doesn't work out. We always believe it's got to make sense for us to do it. It's got to make sense.
So if they call you, are you like, okay, well, we got a whole situation that would have to come?
I mean, I would talk it over with my team. Me, Murder, and T, and the team would have to talk about it and see what's best. We're gonna do whatever's best. If that's what's best, then we're gonna do it. But we got to talk amongst each other as a team first. But yeah, they've reached out, and many situations have come across our table. People have, reached out to us, to me, to Murder, to T, and we got good relationships with people, and some people just, it didn't work out, and they went their way, we went our way, and it is what it is. I mean, no, we working on building and making Moolah Films bigger and bigger each year, and that's our goal, to keep working. So if anything doesn't work hand in hand to make us bigger or put us on a bigger track or path, then we're going to continue building and making it bigger ourselves. But yeah,
Who
I mean,
is Moolah Films? I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good. It's a team. It's quite a few people. So it's quite a few people that have, I don't want to.
You don't want to forget nobody.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't want. I get to saying names, and somebody gonna call me like, "Bro, why you ain't say?" And I'm gonna be like, "Dang, I forgot." So, but it's a team of people. Just know that it's a group of us. It's a team of people, and we're getting better and better.
I need to know, and you're probably not going to tell me, but I need to know how to get my podcast on Tubi.
On Tubi?
Yes.
Oh,
because I know it's
I would
possible
put
because I've seen one other podcast on
yeah.
there.
So you gotta So what I'll do is I'll put you in contact with T from Moolah Films, and he can point you in the right direction of how to get the podcast on the Tubi. So I'll have you I'll send you a DM and reach out to him, and he'll set you up and see what y'all what y'all can work out.
I got a decade of this shit. I need to do make some fucking
all right.
money off it. Bro,
There you
I've
go.
interviewed everybody from fucking Chuck D to Malcolm Jamal Warner.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to see that.
They need to see you, bro.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I have the interviews that I know are good for business, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have the interviews that are good for my soul.
Yes.
And like Big Hurt, good for my soul. It's
Yeah,
my
that's
favorite
that.
rapper
Big
out of
Hurt is,
Detroit.
man. Big Hurt, one of mine too, and he's a genuine dude. Every time I see Hurt, it's always great conversations with me and him. He's a great guy. Great guy.
This was one of my. It's good for my soul.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I just
Well,
appreciate
you know
being
what?
on it.
The bigger you get, the more clips I'm gonna cut this motherfucker up.
That's
like
cool.
Afy.
And I'm gonna repost him. I'm gonna repost him for sure. Step on him,
right.
motherfuckers, and re-rock them or whatever you want to do. Let's do it.
Yeah, Vlad ain't got shit on me.
You know what I'm saying?
That nigga will cut that shit up into a 50 piece.
Man, it works for him though.
It
Smart.
does work for them, man. If people do want to get in contact with you, how they go about doing that?
Just reach out to me on social media. That's the best way. Thomas L. Harris on all the platforms. Um, reach out to me. Send me a message, and yeah, I'll try to get back. If I don't get back, don't get mad. I'm a very busy person. I be busy, so my own family be mad at me. Mama call me like, "You ain't my bad, mama. I'll call you back."
Come
So
on,
she
bro.
be on my head. So,
Yeah, you
but
gotta stop some moms, bro.
I make sure I call moms back now. Let me now. I make sure because I know my cousin gonna watch this. She gonna call me and get on me. But she'll
As
but
she should.
moms don't care. Moms will call you in the middle
No,
of a take. Like, let me tell. Like, hold on, I'm in the middle of a take. I'm gonna call you back. Like, no, mom, I promise. I swear. I'm like, all right, go ahead. I gotta make everybody wait. Hey, y'all, hold on a second. Yeah.
but when they
Oh,
know
that's
it's your
crazy.
mama, they understand.
Yeah,
That's
no.
moms,
So
bro.
so moms will take
Them
over though. But
moms will pull up on your ass too.
yeah, no, moms understand though. She's one of my biggest supporters. So, between her and my wife, man, it's nothing but love.
I'm not mad at that, as it should be.
Yeah.
No, Rita, who is Dave? Who? I'm not sure. She said my manager's like she need to connect you and Dave.
Okay.
Hit him up. I'm not sure who she's talking about, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it's somebody I know that I forgot. Sorry,
Yeah.
Dave.
Man, it's cool.
Yeah. Other than that, man, I truly appreciate your time, your
Yeah,
energy, and your
appreciate you.
wisdom, bro.
Yes,
If there's,
sir.
I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do for you, but if
No, no, come on, man.
a
Just doing this for
meteorite
yourself, brother.
hits and you need something from me, let me know.
Yes, sir.
I got you.
Yes, sir, man. Vice
Oh,
versa.
Dave Tolliver. Oh, matter of fact, one more question. If people do want to audition, how do they go about doing that?
Just reach out to me. Just reach
Okay.
out to me, and we'll see what we can do. We always looking for new faces. There's always opportunities to get in over here. So, as far as acting, so just reach out to me. Give me shoot me a DM.
Yeah, because if I get an old fat nigga that just sit around and look old and fat, let me know.
Say
I
you,
got you.
you got us. All right, bet. All right, bet.
On that note, man, I'm gonna let you get out of here and enjoy
All
your
right,
day,
brother.
bro. It's
I
been an honor.
appreciate you. No,
Come on,
honest
man.
mines, man. All
Have a good
mines.
one, bro. And
Yes, sir.
I'll cut it up a little bit tomorrow. See what we got far as clips, and I'll shoot
All
you a
right.
couple.
Let me know. I'll repost them.
All right, appreciate you, bro.
All
You
right,
have a
brother.
good one.
My guy. You too.
No
All right,
doubt.
peace.
Come on, man. Y'all already know, man. And when I say legend, man, that dude, Moolah Films has absolutely changed the game. And shout out to Darren Brown, shout out to Dennis Reed. Just Detroit filmmaking has absolutely changed the game and has forced the powers that be to really kind of alter how they going about doing things, and they only getting started, man. So if you get a chance, man, I'm gonna tell you some of my favorites. Okay, Buffed Up, definitely. McGraw Ave, seasons 1 and 2, fire. The Serial Cheater, fucking hilarious. A very merry hood Christmas, probably definitely top 3 Christmas movies for me all time. Yo, and Sherlock, do me a favor, man. Go to the YouTube, man. Oh, matter of fact, you on the YouTube. My bad. I'm looking at the StreamYard, so all of them pop up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, the whole nine. Make sure I gotta say that. And Out of Pocket, man, Out of Pocket was a great one. And what was that I just, the Street Guys. Those Street Guys. Yo, the first 3 episodes, I was shitty, man, because I was in full binge watching mode, and it stopped after 3 episodes. And I'm like, oh fuck. Oh, but man, I cannot wait to the next episodes. Anyway, on that note, man, I'll be back at 7 o'clock. Oh, dope. I did not know that. That's fire, man. Hit me up if you need anything, bro. I got Brianna coming on at 7 o'clock. Another heavy hitter in the Detroit movie scene. I'm looking forward to that conversation as well. On that note, man, I'll see y'all in a few hours. We out of here.